All right, guys. Hey, I'm going to show you today. I don't have a water softener, and I had a whole bunch of hard water built up in these sprayers, so they're spraying all over. Some of them were plugged up, and there's a bunch of hard water built up around here. I'm going to show you how I got rid of that. Very, very simple on these Moen heads. First thing you're going to do is you're going to straighten out the head so that you have enough room on these threads. Take your crescent wrench, tighten down on that, and you simply twist that out until you can get this loose. All right, so now I've got this piece off. It's just some of the plumber's gunk in there. Now I've got this piece off. I'll show you how to take this apart. It's fairly simple. This piece comes out through the back. You got to pop that off. It's fairly simple. I just push it flat against the counter and pop it. And that comes out just like that. So now you've got the cover, you've got the guts of it with the spray. This has got a spring to it, and then you've got this piece that it allows you to swivel in the shower. Now this actually screws off, and you may need to get some vice grips or something like that and loosen that up. This comes undone. I had a little bit of gunk in here I cleaned out. That didn't need much cleaning at all. Majority of the cleaning came in through here. There was all kinds of hard water buildup in here, and as well as just some gunk in there. You can actually get in there with just something you can pry up underneath that. I've just got a toothpick, and you can pry that up underneath. What I did is I took some cleaning vinegar. Now this is different than cooking vinegar or even normal vinegar. I think it's a 1% stronger vinegar. It's called cleaning vinegar, and I let this soak in here, and I also put that in there. It was probably only 2 or 3 hours or so. Once it had finished soaking, I took a plastic abrasion brush. These bristles are plastic, so they will not damage anything. And keep that in mind. That's very important because especially on this bronze, or excuse me, the finish here that we have, if I were to use a wire brush, it would definitely mess this up, where the plastic doesn't. So I was able to just kind of go along and clean that up a little bit. I also came in here, cleaned up some of the hard water with this, cleaned it all through in there, and the same thing with this piece. Kind of did some of this, and then I also came in with the toothpick and kind of poked through there. Now you want to be careful not to expand those holes. You just want to put through enough to get that hard water removed. Assembly is very simple. There is one trick I'll teach you. Putting this all back together. And that comes in and getting this together. Now where that is spring, you've got to have this piece in first, and you've got to push it down enough to that point where these have room to go in. So here's what I did. So I've got this piece here, and I'm going to kind of push that down as much as I can. Of course, it's going to release with that spring. See, but if I were to just push down, that would pop up into there, and we'll leave this out. So you've got to lodge that in. enough that you can then get that tight and it will hold it there. I then took my crescent wrench and with this side here, I pushed down where I could lodge it. And it took me a try or two. And then it pops up in there. That took quite a bit of muscle. I don't know if my wife would have been able to do that. But anyway, then simple enough. You just screw that on, back on. You're going to want to make sure you've got either a little bit of a light plumber's putty to put on those threads or even some plumber's tape. Again, just make sure you've got your crescent wrench lined up there enough and then you can screw it on. Good luck.